Why don't you discuss factually?
I cannot.
No, 1 second. You
I
will say.
cannot but.
No. Mr. Bhatt.
I cannot but emotionalize it. I think compassion is due when the person is unworthy of it. It's only when you find yourself unworthy of compassion that compassion has any meaning.
Want to ask you.
Otherwise,
I want to ask you.
That's all I'm saying.
I want to ask you whether you think in the year 1991, Sanjay Dutt was such an impressionable young man that he would go to Dubai, meet Dawood Ibrahim, Iqbal Mirchi, Sharad Shetty, Anish Ibrahim and Chota Rajan and not know what these people were, how these people were targeting his country. He was not aware about the underworld, or was, 1 minute, was a dalliance between Bollywood and the underworld a known and accepted fact in 1991?
Arnab, we have personally reprimanded Sanjay Dutt.
What do you mean reprimanded?
That he has to pay for. We personally feel that he has played footsies with the mob, but he has not been remotely.
What do you mean reprimanded? You are making it look. You are
making
making
it. He's not been a foot soldier.
No,
he's not been a part of. He's not been a part of their racket.
No. I want Ujjwal Nikam to come back on. Ujjwal Nikam, almost indulgently once again, Mahesh Bhatt says we have told him off. We have given him a rap.
Not me, 20 years.
I'm
18
really
years
sorry
he has been feeling like a criminal.
Well, many more people also have been waiting for justice. And many stronger sentences have been served to them.
Arnab, I think it's your privilege to deny him mercy. I don't think we have a right to mercy, but we certainly can plead for mercy.
Right.
And yes, if you think this is emotionalizing it, I am emotionalizing it because that's the only route that is left for us.
Mr. YC Pawar, I want you to respond to Mahesh Bhatt. He says, I'm making an emotional appeal. Now, we are not discussing the case or the precise merits of the case. We are discussing whether or not Sanjay Dutt is a fit subject for sympathy of the kind that is being shown by Mahesh Bhatt today.
No, it is his view that he is feeling passionate for him. He may not feel same passion for others. So it is his individual thing.
What do you mean, not for others, is it?
Others means they are not connected to him. This man is connected with him. He has a friendship. He has love and affection for him. As well, he may not have love and affection for other criminals like that. So he has the right to feel passionate for him. We can't object it.
Let's come to a very critical part of this entire issue in the last part of our discussion. Mr. YC Pawar, at that point of time, you were the additional commissioner of police and head of the police team investigating into the blast.
Yeah.
You say there was political pressure.
I did not say that. There was no pressure on me. Nobody can put a pressure on me. Because I was advised, I was rather told to go home that night. I left at 1 p.m. Mahim police station. 7 o'clock I get a call that Sanjay Dutt is arrested.
No, you have been quoted here as saying, how is it that all the accused get convicted in one kind of case and only one is tried under a different one?
That is what I am saying. I don't know. So many things have happened. So many things have come to me. But I don't have any evidence. Again, people will talk about the evidence, which I don't have. But it's a fact. There is a sequence of events that I was asked literally go home. I was kept in dark for about arrest of Sanjay Dutt. He was not given in my custody while all other accused were in my custody. And further, there were so many things. His arrest was just like a celebrity. He is brought.
When he was brought back from Mauritius, take me to the day when he was brought back from Mauritius. He was arrested at the airport.
Yeah.
And he was handed over to the crime branch.
He was straightway taken to crime branch.
Why was he not brought to you?
That is what I did not ask, because it was their privilege whether to keep me in the investigation, whether to throw me out of the investigation, because it was Commissioner of Police job.
Is that why you withdrew from the investigations?
I withdrew because I got annoyed, because why I was kept in dark, and my DCP who was with me tells me at 7 o'clock that he is arrested, and I asked him, how is it when you got him at 1:45? I left at 1. So his informant as if waiting me to go out of the police station so that he will pass on the information. and then they will bring him.
Now, when we are looking at the whole case here, Mr. Majid Memon, how is what YC Pawar saying today not relevant to your decision of whether or not you feel sympathetic for Sanjay Dutt?
No, I want to tell you one thing. See, if what Mr. Pawar is trying to convey to the audience now here is that probably against the interest of justice, he was shunted out and therefore justice has suffered. Now, I would only humbly ask him a question that why these facts were not brought to the notice of the learned court, which has nothing to do with politicization or with supporting somebody or obstructing somebody. Now, this should have been pointed out.
Mr. Memon,
we have done disservice to justice
you would be aware
by keeping this quiet. Why you are saying it now?
Mr. Memon, you asked him a question. Why were you quiet all this while? He's responding to you.
Mr. Memon, you might be aware that listen,
Mr.
please
Pawar,
listen.
1 minute.
I am responding to you.
Hear me out for a minute. Mr. Pawar, hold on. Please hear me for a minute, then please reply thereafter. My question is that what you are telling now, 20 years after the incident, why did you not speak out publicly in the year 1993, and why did you not bring it to the notice of the learned court, who would have made sure that ends of justice must be met, and why an honest officer has been kept aside? This needed to be probed. You are saying it after 20 years now, Mr. Pawar. That's all that I am asking you.
I had understood your point right in the beginning, but you wanted to repeat it. I heard it again. Point is that when I left the investigation, I was not cited anywhere in the investigation papers. You were there. You show me a single paper on which YC Pawar figures. This was the internal matter.
Well, that's not the argument.
Please now, I have heard you. Now you please listen me. You can't stop me. Let me explain my side. You want,
tell me.
You wanted me to respond to your query. I am responding.
Please do it. Do it.
So I was, once I left the case, I did not even turn back because it is not my habit. If I wanted to be revengeful or if I wanted to listen, please listen. Now you let me complete first. If I wanted that, I could have as well misbehaved and I could have gone to the court and said this. But my point is that since I was entrusted duty up to a certain limit, once my limit was over, I was not bothered as to what happened and where. Now people are asking me. Now people are asking me. I am telling. Till such time nobody asked me. I did not.
I have one simple question. I don't want to go back too much into the past, but I want to understand a little bit about Mahesh Bhatt's point of view here. Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, what weapons did Sanjay Dutt possess? 3 AK-56 rifles, 9 magazines, 450 cartridges, a 9mm pistol and over 20 hand grenades. Now they say that I wanted to protect myself. Tell me frankly, do you want to go to war? Or do you want to protect yourself with this kind of ammunition? Do you yourself believe, Mahesh Bhatt, that he was simply keeping a few guns with him to protect his family? What is your hunch?
Arnab, I cannot defend what is indefensible. The court has rightly wrapped him and charged him for possessing those weapons. We also lived through those terrible times. We did not even pick up a lathi from anybody.
Exactly.
So, as you sow, so shall you reap. We are not saying that he will not have to face the consequences of his action. All that we are saying that having gone through the process of 18 months and 18 years, we felt that since he was showing an inclination to be a reformed individual, a family man, that nomad was being transformed into another entity, would it be right to push him back into the prison, which would take away all that has flowered in him? This was a question.
Why should he be treated differently? Why should he be treated differently? Law is about precedent. Law does not judge whether anyone is a film star, a prominent person, or the personal status of the individual, Mr. Mahesh Bhatt.
I thank God it doesn't. Thank God it doesn't. And I said I'm proud that the Indian judiciary has sent this message loud and clear.
So are we.
That whether you are a Sanjay Dutt or you're nobody, you will not be discriminated. But we are asking, having heard the verdict, we are saying justice has been delivered. But we then come and ask that is the definition of justice this, that only living by the book, by the law, or it hopes to go to another point, which is reforming an individual, correcting him,
Sure.
and seeing him readjust is the question. Now, if you do not want to even me to address that question, I will shut up. I'm in an absolute minority. Believe me, my fraternity doesn't have the clout to take on the might of the judiciary, and we respectfully would submit to the word of the judiciary.
You spoke to Sanjay Dutt today,
We are
Mr.
doing
Bhatt?
what our heart compels us.
You spoke to him today?
Sorry?
Did you speak to him today? Have you spoken to him?
I spoke to him,
You've- Yeah.
I've spoken to him just a little while ago, and I think he has just about barely recovered from the shock, and I think he is showing signs that he is willing to take it on his chin. But his only lament is he is realizing now, rather late in the day, that your actions impact everyone.
Yeah.
His deeds are now impacting his innocent children, his innocent wife, and all of us.
Yeah.
We are here on the streets of Mumbai, again talking about him after 18 years.
Yeah.
It is he, through that stupid mistake of his, who has hurled us into this bottomless abyss. So we stand with him. We only plead. We do not demand anything from the nation. If you think we are worthy, give it to us. Otherwise, we will push him and ask him to face the music, because he is the architect of the destiny. He is the captain of his own soul.
Absolutely, he is. And I don't want to sound cliched at the very end as I wrap up this discussion, but Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, Mr. Majid Memon, and Mr. YC Pawar, sometimes you are known and sometimes you are judged by the company that you keep. Maybe Sanjay Dutt also would be thinking about that 20 years later. Gentlemen, thank you very much for talking to me about the Sanjay Dutt judgment. Thank you.
Thank you.